General Motors. United Motors, distributor of outstanding automotive products. Delco Battery, product of Delco Remy. AC Spark Plug, the electronics division. And the brightest name in lights, Guide Lamp Division, present Wide, Wide World.
This is Wide, Wide World. Today, and for a lot of other Sundays, you're going to get a 90-minute slice of this beautiful world of ours through the lenses and the electronics of live television. This is almost a new kind of show. You see, our stage is the world itself. Our scenery is mostly by Mother Nature. Our lighting by the sun. And thank you, sir, very much. Our cast is people, all kinds of people. Today, you'll be with cowboys in Texas, fishermen in Gloucester, steel workers out in Cleveland, and a man who is out to beat his own world's record for speed on the water in a jet speedboat. He's really going to be moving when we see him. But you are not going to be sitting still. You will ride with our live cameras on a San Francisco cable car today. You will fly over the Mississippi, and you will steam down that river on a ruled riverboat. And you'll swing high up over Texas on a Ferris wheel. You'll submerge for an underwater show in Florida. And mind you, you'll do and see all these things live, which means they're happening at this moment. There's no film on this show. We have 73 television cameras, 41,000 miles of telephone lines, and about 1,800 technicians. And me, Dave Garroway. Of course, something could go wrong here, quite possibly, but we think it's worth a try. So let us begin by taking some giant steps. First, let us try the Grand Canyon. This is the Grand Canyon in Arizona, as it is at this moment. One of the great scenic wonders of the world. There's a part of it. In New York City, the Radio City Music Hall, showplace of the nation. That's it. This is Dallas, and America's biggest fair, the State Fair of Texas. And that is Florida at Weeki Wachee Springs near Tampa, the only theater underwater there is. Lake Mead, Nevada. That's Lake Mead right now, live, and that's Donald Campbell's boat, the fastest in the world, getting ready to attempt to break the world's record again today. These are just some of the places that we're going to visit this Sunday afternoon on Wide, Wide World. Right now, though, with an assist from Nelson Case, let us look in on another Wide, Wide World, the one that keeps America's cars rolling.
Hello, speaking for General Motors, welcome to Wide, Wide World. That other Wide, Wide World Dave was referring to is United Motors, division of General Motors. You see, General Motors parts are so easy to get everywhere. For example, there's the car dealer where you bought the car. There are the many independent outlets serviced by the AC Spark Plug division. And there's the vast United Motors system. You see, United Motors distributes General Motors parts through more than 140,000 independent garages and service stations from coast to coast. Do you know what? United Motors is simply too big to describe in just words. So let's go up and see it in action. To begin with, United Motors is vast. Vast as America itself. It stretches east, west, north, south, and all points in between. Its purpose, to serve you, America's motorists, with the best automotive parts wherever and whenever you need them. General Motors parts, backed by the experience that's built more than 54 million cars. But let's see exactly how United Motors works. Suppose we start with a man in trouble. Now, actually, all he needs are new points. But the question is where to get them in the quickest time. That's where United Motors comes in. There are in its system well over 100,000 garages, service stations, and car dealers, serviced by thousands of regional distributors. This means that through United Motors, General Motors parts are available to you as close as your corner service station. So no matter where you drive, anywhere in America, you can be fully confident United Motors is there, ready, willing, and able to serve you. Yes, in replacement parts, General Motors leads the way, starting with Delco batteries. And remember, General Motors parts are original equipment on almost half of America's cars, and they're available as replacement parts for practically all the cars on the road.
Don't ask me how or what wind blows it in, but all of a sudden, there's that great smell of burning leaves right here in Manhattan, and you realize that it's autumn now. On this show this afternoon, you're going to see America on an autumn Sunday through live TV cameras linked together to make 1,000 eyes across the country. We're going to try to catch the season on the wing, you might say, and kind of while it isn't looking. We believe there's a kind of a story here that shapes itself out of a real-life American afternoon in October here. Very old story on this earth of ours, but still a story of a harvest and celebration. Understand now, we are not making the story. It's you and people like you, just being yourselves, who will make the story. We're just going out to find it. Along the way, as the smoke of burning leaves as we go rises in the air, there will be dancing and the sound of bells and the singing of voices, and I suggest we be on our way. This is how autumn comes down across the north and east of the country. At this moment, we're in Mercer County, New Jersey, near Trenton. Carl Sandburg once asked, is there something finished and some new beginning underway? Well, along the lanes of this Jersey countryside, in another autumn, redcoat and colonial American fought, and something was finished, and a new beginning did get underway. It is still this afternoon along Lake Carnegie, but not altogether. For autumn is a tingling affair in the air. Life is stirring the leaves, some wet, some dry, and some new beginning is underway. In fact, along 100 country lanes like this one, the leaves are drifting down now, and the autumn is quickening across the land. From the Jersey Shore to Washington and Powell Streets in San Francisco. You are now riding with our live camera and a real cable car down the slope of Washington Street in San Francisco at midday. There's a busy coming and going here all across the land in the fall of the year. People add up spring and summer and think, what's ahead? Where am I going? Take that elderly gentleman there you saw for a moment. Probably he's going down to Fisherman's Wharf to sit in the sun. Must have been a time when he did look up from his paper, though. But that was when he had the cable cars himself a little younger, about 50 years ago. Here comes some young folks. Wherever you're going at that young age, it feels like forward. That's for sure. Maybe they're going downtown for a soda and then make for the trails up around Muir Woods. I wonder if the kids still rub two sticks together to make a fire. That never worked for me somehow. Maybe you'd like a Sunday cruise. There's a boat goes around the bay this afternoon. Or maybe just the in-laws for dinner. If not this Sunday, some Sundays. But for sure, a ride on the great cable cars with its masterful brake being applied there masterfully by our conductor and motorman. See, that's a great sight. Anybody who's